Hello, this is Rosalind Zephyr. Welcome to this episode. And this one, we're going to be addressing different types of insulin before we venture into managing type 1 diabetes. Like I've always said, please, if you have any concerns, please do go to your doctor, and note that we're not representing any organization. I hope you enjoy it. So before we get into the business of what is insulin injection and what the different types, I'd like to refresh our mind on what functions the insulin have in the body and how the body actually make use of the insulin it produces for itself. We're going to have a diagram to show the presentation of how it actually spreads out, working and looking after the sugar in our body. So this presentation shows how the body produces insulin 24/7. You could see the graph showing the breakfast, the lunch, the supper, and on the background is a trickle of insulin production looking after the sugar supplied by your body when you are not eating. So in this particular diagram, it shows how the insulin chases after the sugar when it's rising. The green one representing the insulin and the red one representing the sugar. It's a continuous work. There are different types of insulin injections, and this all depends on the action profile, like how long it lasts and the presentation of the insulin. Typically, insulin comes as injections and not tablets. Let us take our time to view this list of different insulin injections presented by Diabetes Canada. They're quite recently updated. I'd urge you to have a close look because they do describe a lot more about their action time and the type they are. Following closely, these pictures present different action profile for different insulin groups. Looking at the picture very closely, you see some lasts longer, more than 24 hours, some within 24 hours, some within 12 hours, and some within 4 hours. Looking at these pictures, they further portray or explain how various insulin work. They portray when these actions start, when it's at its best, and when it comes down. So looking at it very closely will give you more guidance as to how to manage your various insulin injections depending. Now, there are different approaches to administering insulin injection. They could be given with the syringe, which you draw from the vial. That's the old-fashioned way. They could appear in pen, and they could be disposable or non-disposable pens of various types, or they could be given via insulin pump. We will discuss all these in details as time goes on.